Hey folks, Deano here again. This time, take a look at something which has recently been reissued. So get it while you can. This is the DL Custom Sanctions of Justice. And it's not just a reissue, I have to say. It is actually different from the first two releases we got last year. But yeah, essentially, last year I hummed and hawed on whether to get one of these kits because I wasn't really too fond of the whole manga inspired look that they were going for. I thought the faces were quite angled and the hair was very detailed for what it was meant to be. So I never got them, and as time went on I kind of regretted doing that when missing out. So yeah, when I seen DL Custom where they say it's a reissue, but it is essentially a brand new version of the kit, I had to buy it just to make sure I didn't miss out again. I pretty much sealed the deal for me was the colour scheme that they went for this time. The first two that they got, I think there was 4 versions, 2 Super Saiyan and 2 Rosé variants. They had the pearlescent ones, which weren't so much pearlescent, they were more just glossy pink or glossy yellow, and then the matte ones. I wasn't really too fond of those, but this one looks, I'm just going to say, it looks beautiful. The colour scheme that they went for here. It's a really nice pearlescent pink, rosé coloured, as you will. So yeah, link will be in the description if you wish to purchase this, guys. So let's get into it, shall we? Now, I have just left them on the turntable for this part, so apologies if it looks a bit rushed, but I really didn't fancy taking them all off the turntable to put back down in the same sort of fashion. That takes way too long. Yeah, you get quite a lot in this kit. For the price, it's actually really good value. We get 2 separate head sculpts, both in that sort of really nice pearlescent coating. It's coming across a bit washed out on camera, which is a bit of a shame. Let's see if I can get the white balance to sort it at all. No. How about turning on one of the lights? Nope, that washes it out as well. This is going well, isn't it? Let's see here. There we go. I changed the white balance slightly. Yeah, that is more the colour that you get out of the package. And yeah, looking really, really nice. The sheen on it is just beautiful. You get 2 front bangs for the standard hair. They do not fit on the, I'm calling it windswept hair, but I believe in the manga it was essentially him turning Super Saiyan 2. But yeah, I am not entirely sure what the differences are here. Slight difference in the front bangs at the bottom. These ones seem a bit more in, whereas this one seems a bit more spread out. But yeah, that's that's pretty much the only difference I can see there. But yeah, they are really nice. Soft, not really soft plastic, but soft enough that they pop in and off the pegs really easy. I do appreciate that, definitely do. We have 2 effects, which those of you who have watched my channel will realise, oh, I've just dropped that and completely destroyed the display. Jump cut. So, like I was saying, these effects are The very same ones that I showed a few months back for the recasts. I will leave a link in the description if those are still available, for those of you who just want the effects. Yeah, we have one where he's stabbing his hand to get the scythe, and this one which is more blade-like keyblade, which I really love this design. It really makes it stand apart from Vegeto's variant. So yeah, really nice. We also get 7 faces. As you can see, they are quite angular, they're quite manga inspired, but they do still look nice in their own right. The eyebrows and sideburns are the same sort of metallic pink look to them. So we get stern face looking off to the side. Those should have been swapped. That was when I dropped it. Didn't notice that till now. Smirk face and smirk looking off to the side. Maniacal grin forward and looking off to the side. And yelling face. Of all of these, the yelling face is the one that I am not too fond of. And I believe Sparkist thought the same. I don't mind the sculpt itself though. I think the sculpt itself is really good. It's sort of like a yell maniacal laugh combo. I just think the black outline round the mouth is a bit too extreme. But yeah, I've never been like that big of a fan of this exaggerated outline around the mouths. I believe that's what OC Toys had an issue with before they had to redo their old head kits. But there you go. We also get technically 4 hands. 3 of them are your standard hands. So we get a splayed open one, which this one is specifically meant for this side of the key scythe thing. So you're meant to push it against that. Kind of wish we would have got a peg hole for that, to be honest, because it's a bit of a nightmare trying to match them up. We get this one, which is quite small actually, when you try and put it on the figures. But yeah, this is specifically for the keyblade to fit it in, like so. Goes in nice and easy, works well. I like it. We get a more relaxed version of his sort of "this is rosé" Goku Black posy hand. I also noticed they've kind of missed the silver paint there at the edge. That's a bit of a shame. But yeah, that is much more relaxed. I think I have the Demoniacal Fit one here, which is much more exaggerated of a pose. You can also see there's a distinct difference in the size of these hands. I'm not sure why that's the case. But yeah, I could take or leave either of these. They are both as good as each other. I like them both. But yeah, nice. And finally, as more of like a gag accessory, we get the oven glove that Whis magics onto Zamasu's hand before he tries to kill Gowasu, or unalive him. Sorry, YouTube. And yeah, this is just a hand. It's just a peg. This one, I have already tried all the hands on the bodies. I haven't tried the heads yet, but the hands are an actual nightmare. Before I jump to the next cut, I might drill these out a little, to be completely honest with you, because I was terrified they were going to break the pegs. They are very tight on the bodies, or on the wrist pegs, especially this one. This one I've already drilled out and it was still tight. Like, I don't know what plastic DL Custom used, but yeah, maybe next time use some rubbery plastic. I don't know if it's because you reused the molds from last year, because I don't recall anyone having that issue before. But yeah, it's an issue now. So yeah, let's get these off the turntable and see how they look on the figures. So, for this review, we have 3 separate bodies here, from different companies. This one and the band at the back is obviously Demoniacal Fit. I brought this one out specifically because it's the older style Demoniacal Fit and it has the smaller neck peg, so I wanted to see if it still fit on that. These two at the back here have the standard peg. That's Demoniacal Fit's Ultimate Atrocious, the Xeno Goku Black, and this is Tamashi's official sort of budget reissue of Rose Goku Black, where it comes with a really metallic hair. I know I'm usually a fan of the metallic hair, but in that case I wasn't really. I thought it was way too dark to be Rose. Yeah, let's just get this started, shall we? So, first off, in fact, that's the windswept hair. Let's not do that. So, here we have it. This is the Rose here, a standard one. To pop these faces on, just grab this one, normal smirk. They kind of look like the full power Goku faces. I think I'll try that at the end to see if they actually fit. And these faces might fit the Ultimate Atrocious heads, which would be a really cool thing if so. But yeah, those just pop in, pegs on either side, like so. Pop the front bang back on, and there we go, easy as that. And let's see if it works on the original Demoniacal Fit body first. And yeah, that fits. It's not the tightest of fits, but yeah, it's not going to fall off by any means. Look, it's snug enough that it still holds, even though it's that smaller peg. So yeah, you can thank the rubbery plastic for that one, I think. Yeah, that looks really nice. I love that. I really like that. Let's see if we can bring in some of the rosy colouring again. There we go. So yeah, that is really nice. I like that. Let's see how the windswept hair looks on the standard one. Now this one, I do have to be a bit careful. If you see there is a lovely stress mark on that neck peg. I'm not sure why. I have barely ever swapped heads on this guy, and the heads that I've put on him tended to be quite loose, so I'm not sure if it's just down to the plastic that they used for that neck peg. I have no idea why it's a different colour. Neck pegs should all be the same durable plastic in my opinion, just you never see it, so why bother? That's the head. I put the maniacal grin looking off to the side a little on this here. Yeah, something about this hair I really love. I think it's the windswept. I never used to be that much of a fan of windswept hair, but recently I'm finding I'm using them in pictures and shots more when they are part of a set, just because they're more dynamic. Let's see how this pops on. Yeah, no audible pop per se, but that worked well, and I would say that works incredibly well on the rosé body. That pearlescent sheen on it really works well with the shading. I love that. That's just going to stay on there. Like we aren't taking that back off. What we will do though is take it off this one and see how it looks on Ultimate Atrocious. Obviously not going to be too accurate because Zeno Goku Black had his lovely mask. But there you go. Yeah, that still looks good. I like that. Yeah, I think... Oh, that didn't actually pop on. I just moved the mushroom peg. There we go. Come on. Pop in. Pop in properly. Is this not going to pop in? It should be the exact same peg as the standard release. Surely. It's just this peg being awkward. Let's make sure we can see what we're doing. There we go. Yeah, that pops in easy. It was just the peg being awkward. There we go. Nice. I think it's kind of the fact that... Is this neck quite thick? Or is it just me? This is me being thick, apparently. Yeah, let's pop this on. Let's see how the other front bang looks, actually. We haven't actually popped that on any of them yet. Just to see if there's a difference. Are you going to pop on, or are you going to be difficult? There we go. Good. Yeah, as just basically the front bangs are more close together instead of being spread apart. Quite strange. Quite strange indeed. Give me 2 seconds. I will grab an Ultimate Atrocious face and head and see if any of these are interchangeable. Here we go. So let's see if the face works here first of all. It's not really matching up. It's not really matching it up. There we go. That kind of matched there. Okay. Now we're cooking. Are we cooking with gas though? Or are we cooking with coal? Yeah, the front bang doesn't want to pop in. That's the problem. But yeah, I suppose if you left it like that, I mean, you can see the gap on that side quite clearly, but if you just had him looking forward, you wouldn't actually be able to notice, to be completely honest with you. Very interesting, very interesting. That's quite honestly, I may just put this on my Ultimate Atrocious head and leave it at that. So yeah, nice. I like that a lot. Let's pop this back out. Yep, it pops out relatively easily. That's good. Let's see, we have the head that came with the Ultimate Atrocious here. I don't foresee this working. No, not really. It doesn't reach the edge. If this bulge here at the middle wasn't there, that would probably work. But no, well, I'd suppose that that still kind of works. You can see the gaps again, but yeah, it also sort of stretches the face out a bit and makes it look more anime-like. That's interesting. So there you go. Nice little detour there to see what happens with that. That's actually really, really nice. I like it. Let's get Ultimate Atrocious out of here. We'll quickly bring in Zamasu to start off the accessory segment. Let's quickly pop this head back on the demoniacal fit body. There we go. Nice. So, just pop his hand off. That comes off really easy. Nice. And does this fit easier now? Kind of, not really. Again, I'm not sure what kind of plastic DL Custom used for this, but it's way too hard a plastic. But yeah, it looks cool once it's on there. We're just missing a Goku for him to attempt to chop. Wink wink, nudge nudge, Tamashi or third parties. It would be quite easy to make him. I know he's an obscure character. We don't even have our Supreme Kai, and I'm asking for one from another universes. But yeah, nice to know that does indeed work. Move those two out the road now, and we will check and see how these accessories look. Obviously, you've probably already seen how they look in the thumbnail or on the short if you've watched that first. But I do those after I review. So yeah, sue me. Let's see. Yeah, so drilling out the hole using a 2.5mm drill bit has made them so that they pop on a lot better than they did before. That's really good to know. The hand there looks really nice. I like that. I really like that actually. That may be a pose I go with. Pop that one off. And I think we'll show the... Yeah, I know what we'll do. We'll show the keyblades on the official body. There we go. You go back. Not sure why his face looks as if he's crouched a little. Plus the white balance seems to have went overboard all of a sudden. There we go. So, this guy, pop that hand off, pop this one on. See how that looks. There we go. Do the quick pose that he does. I'll do it better for the shot, but yeah, that's nice. I like that. It went on the hand easy enough now that it's been drilled out. And finally, we can keep one of those hands on and put the splayed open hand on. To be honest, you don't really need the splayed open hand. You can just use the one that comes with Goku Black originally. That is a much larger hand. Now, which direction does this go on? There we go. That was much easier than I thought it would be. There we go. Yeah, you see how it's a bit of a nuisance to get it matched up with the hand. There we go. Yeah, if there would have been a peg and a hole in that, it would have worked much better, in my opinion. Because yeah, the hands themselves are naturally just coming apart. Yeah, that looks good. That looks really good actually. I like that. We'll just leave you as is. And we will bring in the recasts. So first off, we've got this one, which is a recast of OC Toys keyblades in a lovely luminous pink, which looks really nice. He looks really good with that one. We have the DL Custom on the top, and on the bottom is the recast that I've showed off before. This is a much more saturated pink, but it's totally up to preference, to be completely honest with you. The DL Custom one is a bit more softer plastic than this one, so just be aware of that. And finally, we've got this one, and we have the recast right there. Again, DL Custom is much softer plastic. I say much, the edge here is a softer plastic, but down here is still kind of hard. And that's the recast, again in a much more saturated pink. So yeah, overall guys, I am really glad I decided to grab this kit. I missed out the first time. I was not about to do that again. So yeah guys, like I said before, link will be in the description below if you wish to purchase. Leave a like if you enjoyed. If you're enjoying all of the content that I'm putting out recently, please leave a like. It's been quite tiring doing all of these reviews back to back, but hey-oh, that's what we do. So yeah, leave a comment as always, and until next time guys, I'll see y'all later.